Ich. Ich goodbye. Gotta reset everything. Going to fish. Completely different live stream. Because what would they do? Why not? Hello, Fang. Nightmare Fox. Yeah. That's called me wanting. That's called me getting sick of YouTube being YouTube and just wanting to get this thing over with. So, one of the most annoying things about art is when your lamp is facing at a certain angle, so the pencil lead reflects the light and you can't see what you're doing. Okay, let's figure something out. Pants and shirt configurations for color. So if Annie has he's gonna be wearing jeans because he always wears jeans. Except in the instance he's wearing his yellow and gray shirt, then he will be wearing green pants or camo pants. So I'm going to make his a dark or medium gray to represent the fact that it's blue jeans. So then Cassidy has a dark shirt, medium shirt. Maybe I'll give her dark pants as well. I'll have Trina be light clothes throughout. So maybe I can make just Raymond have dark pants, and that way configurations are all set. The thinking process that I go through when I'm making art. It's just, what color should their pants be? I'll just think a lot of things like that. Although my art has been improving a lot, the one thing I probably should start focusing on more is anatomy, in terms of muscles and such. Because yeah, you can draw the characters like this, but if their arms and legs don't seem right, then the whole picture might be thrown off. Also, I have a couple of ideas that would involve me needing to know how to do the anatomy for it. For example, maybe I'd want to do a drawing of Cassidy using a bench press. Now, that was a possible idea, though. Probably won't do that one unless, I don't know, I get the urge. And, oh, thank you. It's much easier with a pencil because everything is because it goes from white to black. That's the range of the pencil. So you can make the color changes. You can make the colors change quite easily. If you're using colored pencils, then in order to make it seem darker, you'll either have to press really, really, really hard or use a separate color. You could just do everything with one pencil, though, even with individual strokes, and then further enhance it by using finger smudging or tissue smudging as well. The one thing I really gotta do in shading, though, is on the computer, because certain methods do work for like traditional art, but if you try to do them on the computer, then it just doesn't work out right. I've been trying that new method with the airbrush tool, but again, it doesn't work. Dandy, I won't as long as you don't do anything like that again. Seriously. Just be conscious of what you're doing and saying, and make sure it complies with what society needs you to do. Because if you do things that make you look like a dangerous person, people will see you as that and act as such. Don't ever try and get information from people. Where was I? Oh yeah. Anatomy kinds of deals that I would probably be working with. The one project I really want to do is in the summertime, once everything's nice and hot. I actually wanted to do this last year, but I wasn't that good of an artist yet, and I hadn't even made all my characters yet. So I wanted to make a drawing of like Annie doing a cannonball into the pool, and everybody else is in the pool, trying to like evade the splash. I want to figure out what I'm doing for Sibs though. I want to say that he'll have waterproof like materials that he's built with, but then what's the point of a robot going into the pool? He probably couldn't swim too well. He'd be all heavy and such. Maybe he can be like DJing in the background. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, I just had a strange thought. You know how he's got those ear speakers? What if he's just like capable to take off his head and use it as like a portable speaker, but he could still control his body? That would be pretty cool, but also creepy at the same time. But he's a robot. What would he have to sunbathe? That's the confusing thing of it. Although I do think at some point I'll try and like have ways of giving more human features, like maybe he'll have sensors installed so that he can actually taste things, although he wouldn't be able to eat them. Like if he's going out to a restaurant with everybody, he would just like put the food on his tongue. That'd be it. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird though. It's difficult when you have a robot character, because while you can do a lot of cool things with them, there's also a lot of restraints. The only way to get a song stuck in your head out is to get another song stuck in your head. That's really counterproductive. So, as long as it's a good song, I wouldn't be too worried. Yep, I'm starting to feel the effects of staying late 2 nights in a row. Your eyes start to get all scratchy and stuff. Oh, yeah, that's where we were. So, yeah, the dream basically starts off completely normal. You're at the dinner table talking with the family. Once everything gets broken up, you hear a fuzzing noise, and then you go into the living room or something where you see the radio, which is where the fuzzy noise is coming from, and it's like all glitching out like you'd think a VHS tape would like degrade over time. So you go over to that and see that that's what's making the noise. So you try to turn it off, and when you turn it off, then it brings you to an alternate world. And in this world, everything is a complete mess hole. Like trash everywhere, and blood, and red masks with clown faces all over them. Or, no, with different emotions all over them. Lying all over the floor. Some of them have cracks in them and such. So you don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, you see this creature that has no face, except it's all white and has black spots all over its face. And it's wearing the shirt of one of the people who are sitting at the dinner table. And so once it starts running after you, you go back to the radio and turn it on. And you go back into your dream that you were originally having. And then once you get back there, you wake up for real in the real world. So basically the idea of the story is once you're in a regular dream, if you touch the radio, your physical body is transported to another world. So like The dream is when your mind is in a weak state, so it can be used to steal your soul by giving you that dream and then alluring you into there. So, like, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to set up the story, but I think the second night, he has the dream again, and, like, the parents are acting, or the people at the dinner table are acting a little weirder this time. Like, their speech is all fragmented and such. And, like, once he hears the fuzzing in the radio again, then he brings, like, a baseball bat or something because he wants to try and end this dream. But once he's in there, the monster catches him off guard and bites him in the shoulder. And once this happens, then he's able to hit him with the baseball bat and escape back through the radio. This time he wakes up straight to the radio world, and he can still feel the pain of having been bit in the shoulder, yet there's nothing there. So then that's when he starts, like, I don't know what happens in the third one, but all I know is that, like, the two worlds, the dream and the soul-stealing one, collide. And then the reason why he is able to escape is because his alarm wakes him up in the morning. That's all I really know from that bit. But yeah, my brain is really good at doing creepy stuff. I kind of wanted to draw the monster at one point, though, because it's an interesting kind of concept. It's like Slender, except he's got a mouse and such. And he'd be, like, all ragged and such. But basically, the humans are, like, in the dream, are, like, imposing at... No, the monsters are what make up the dreams. And because once you are in full control of your dreams, then you make it look like... It makes it look like they're people you know. So in reality, they're trying to make you lose control of your dreams so that they can kill you. Sorry about that. I'm so... Yeah. Maybe I could think about... Nah. Honestly, I'm a bit of a wuss too. See, that was a nightmare for me, but I didn't make the second part until after I'd already had the dream. But I was scared by just the first bit, seeing the man with the face. Really, it's the music that gets you up to it, though. Like, I started hearing some really creepy music once it was happening. Get off my screen, advertisement. Alright. What else can we talk about? Get rid of this. Oh, I don't know what to talk about. So, as for ideas for drawing, I've had quite a bit in the past few days. And I think what I want to kind of do more of is, like, drawing Pokemon. Because I really like Pokemon and such. And I never took a minute to stop and think about which my favorites were. And I was looking back through some of the Pokemon, the Pokedex, and some of them I remember actually really liking. I was thinking maybe I could draw them. One idea that I kind of want to do, although it's already been done a lot, is Umbreon and Sylveon together. Like, they're hugging but they're Anthro. The Sylveon is female, and the Umbreon is male. And I don't know, I just wanted to do that. I also want to get to drawing Mewtwo, Shaman, who else? I don't know, but there's a lot of really cool Pokemon I like, especially the evolutions. And if you think about it, like, if I can go to a convention or something, like a comic book convention, I've been to one of them before with one of my relatives. Like, what if, like, the last time I was there, that was before I really started drawing. I was trying to, like, maybe sell art to people. So I only got one sale, and that was because someone had asked me to draw Pikachu for them. And they were running another one of the stands there, and they traded me a Pikachu plush for it. Oh, I actually have it. Look at it. Here it is. Like, so it's small. But I was only selling things for like $1, and that was worth $3, so that was cool. Yeah. So if I get better at drawing Pokemon, I could probably sell them when I go there again. Or if I go there again, I don't know. I'm trying to think of which other ones I'd want to draw. Shaman was really cute. I had forgotten what she had looked like. Or it had looked like, because there's multiple genders of it. But it would be really cute. I also really like Delphox. And what else? I'm having a really difficult time thinking of Pokemon. I know I like a lot of them based on cuteness. Like, I can't recall which ones they are at the moment. For a while it was Glalie, but that was before I read its Pokédex entry, which is pretty creepy. Well, whatever. I think, yeah, Umbreon is probably one of my favorites. Oh, Ninetales. Ninetales is one of my favorites. What else? Okay, I can't think of one offhand besides Umbreon, Ninetales, Shaman, Mewtwo. I do like Mewtwo as well. I think he looks cool. Lycanroc, I think that's what it is. I like Lucario as well. Oh, Absol is awesome. I like Absol too. It's difficult to pick a favorite because so many of them are so awesome. I think it'd be easier to pick a least favorite though, because there are some that are not that great. Actually, now that I think about it, probably not. I'd say maybe Feebas, but he evolves into Milotic. That's pretty cool. Nosepass, Probopass would probably be pretty low down there. I can't think of too many of those either. It's just because there's so many of them. That's part of the problem. I gotta do so. That's what I'm gonna do one of these days. I'm just gonna search through the Pokédex, see which ones I remember. Or have not remembered, but I want to remember, because if I have to search for them, then I didn't remember them. So, bleh. I think I'm gonna skip shading on the whites of the eyes because it's just too close. Man. Line thickness is a problem that I have to deal with a lot. Can really mess up a drawing real quick like that. There we go. Oh, there's a problem. There's the problem. You got to make sure everything is clearly indented, because if it's not, then certain things could arise. Like, I thought she was looking over to the right rather than at the camera. I keep saying at the camera, but that's just at the focus. There's no camera anywhere at any draw, unless you physically draw a camera. I remember the first time I had drawn all my characters together. It was just a complete mess. Oh man, I messed that up. I think it was the diner scene. Or no, it was Annie, Are You Okay? I've done 3 drawings like that. It was Annie, Are You Okay? The diner, Halo's Diner, and the sleepover. All of which did not turn out so well. This one, I think, this one's definitely the best, now that I think about it. Oh, and my shirt, if that counts. What was Annie your first OC? It depends on what you count as OC. Like, cause I remember when I was little, I used to draw just really stupid monsters, like what was just made out of Pokeballs and such. I did have one beforehand, but I would not like to mention him. I guess, and he is my first real OC. Although not entirely original again, because based off my Roblox avatar. Although they don't own the combination of the hair and the Arctic Fox head, so technically not owned by Roblox, and they didn't make the name Annie either. Besides him, the first one I created was Katrina. In order, it would be Annie, Katrina, Raymond, then Cassidy, then Sips. Well, I'm not sure when the ideas came about, but that's when I drew them. I'm not 100% sure why I picked 5, though. Having 5 OCs together and trying to have them all in a group, it's, I don't know. I was thinking, like, now that I think about it, like, a lot of the things that I would want to do, like, involving all my OCs, probably would be better with 4. Like, let me see. If I were to have them in a band and playing together, I don't know entirely what Sibs would do. A lot of it's the problem with Sibs, I think. Because everybody else can like play an instrument, could be able to play an instrument. Maybe like Sibs would be background sound effects and stuff. I don't know how you would do that in a music video. I've got quite a bit of characters, about 5 main ones, a lot more from stories I wrote and I'm writing. Neat. Have you been able to draw them? Or like just ideas? So if you use the tissue, it makes the color like really solid. Although at the sacrifice of some of the texture. Like, you'll have to do shading again, I think. Helps make a nice base color. Got a canine named Archie, the other named another canine named Artist, cat named Tallymark, a deer named Doricho, and then a brony one named Oddity. Interesting. Astro's got 5, really don't mix. Interesting. Oh wait, no. Yeah. I feel bad once you make a character, though, and you never end up using them. If you just have them in one drawing. Because it's like, alright, I made this whole little story for them. I gave them a name and everything. Now, just be gone. Like, Amanda Chloe, Ocaplaris. I mean, I want to use Zixin a little more, because he's pretty cool. But, I don't know. Lewis. All of which I probably won't end up using. It's sad when you think about it that way. But, like, really, there's only so much you can have. So, I would like to make more characters, but I don't like the idea of, like, abandoning them. Nice. Alright, Cassidy's fully shaded. Oh, got to do your feet, actually. It's the small things that you forget. Also, let my perfectionism run for a little bit. Coloring in every nook and cranny. That's one of my favorite phrases, every nook and cranny. Maybe because I like words with double O's. I don't know why. Yeah, he does. I've always liked your profile pic. Hey, little Barco, welcome back. Nice to see familiar faces every once in a while. Or profile pictures. All around me are familiar profile pictures. oh boy, have I got the daily stream story. Spill the goods. I'm, I'm being weird because I'm tired. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, yours is pretty cool the way it is. If you want to change it, I guess that's fine. But like, not really a need to. I mean, if you've had it for a while, like, when I had like current picture I've had right now, I've had since like August. So maybe if I get around to just draw Annie by himself, like just for the sake of drawing him again, because a lot of the drawings that I do are just like because I have different ideas. I never get the temptation just to draw Annie for the sake of drawing Annie, or any of my other characters for that matter, except on rare occasions. There needs to be an idea to do that. Somebody once told me I just had a thought of something. When I was in the car, I brought up the conversation where, like, take any song which has, like, intense wording and give it, like, really calm wording and then do the inverse for ones that aren't. Like, let me see. Crawling in my skin. These walls, they will... These walls. These wounds, they will not heal. The one we were doing it to. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs... I could probably have some real fun with that. I could die every day waiting for you. Don't. I don't know. I like the ones where it's like playing 1,000 miles for the quick bit of it. It's like when you let him drive, and like wait, no, I have to pull it up. No, I don't. It's like feeling safe when he drives, and then it's a guy with a tractor. It's just like popping wheelies, and he just drives into the garage door. Ooh, story about Legos. Sweet. Darn it! I just realized I've been going right to left again, but that's how I do this. How I mess up all this. It's like one of those things where like you hear creaking in the house like early in the morning and you're debating on whether or not to go and check it out. See you, somebody. Thanks for coming. Like, I remember one time there was this bird that lives in a nest of a tree. It's in a tree. It's like right outside one of the big front windows, and like I heard I heard all of a sudden just bing. But I didn't know the bird was there at first. So I thought like someone was like slingshotting at the window or something. But then I went over and looked at it, was a bird. And that same bird bugged me for like 2 or 3 months. No, like, not a better way to word that. Like every morning in the summertime, when I would go to play video games downstairs, that stupid bird would be pecking at the glass. And never left until summer, or until summer was over. Birds are nice at times, though. Like, oh, look at this. It was an alien. Sorry, continue. Can't see a bloody thing. Someone's coming to deck your hall. Oh, I am a creep. Wait, how did you do that? What key set did you use to do that? Oh wait. I forgot there's emojis. What key set do they use for that? Just appear. Hmm. Missile foe. An April shower. Hold on, gotta mute. Sorry about that. People are annoying. Well, not you guys, but a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I hate drawing eyes and eyebrows over and over again. HMM wants to do welcome back. I'm really new to this channel, but I stayed because I enjoy to watch people draw and interact with them. Seems legit. Yeah, this channel's really only been up for like since like last summer. So, well, thank you, man. It was nice to get people to talk with, and for the things I like, not because people think like, ooh, memes. I'm gonna look. I want to try and work on more like comedic content at some point. Like if I start doing more animation. I know one right now I'm working on the one cartoon that I had said about the box. I have the audio all made out and I'm using Flash at school. I think I have about half animated by now. So I should probably have it out by next week. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stop motion animation was where it was at when I was little. I would make I would make animations with my Sonic action figures and out of Play-Doh. So yeah. I have those videos buried in my archive somewhere. But I don't want them to surface. Because I'll be quite honest, a lot of them were pretty bad. But I was like 13 back then. Sorry to say. That's gotta be fun. Just Attack of the Giant Turtle. Whoa. I kind of want to see that. That sounds like a cool concept. I also used to make like domino videos with my brother. Like we'd have domino tracks all set out, take videos. But then he had the audacity to go and delete them all. Collaborate with someone with Sony Vegas and just make it like a Godzilla monster movie. Like, I am Turtle. I am coming to destroy your city. That'd be great. Excellent. Europe. Boy, look like a turtle. I have a tortoise named Turtle. It'd be funny just to have pets all with the wrong names. Like, I have a dog named Bird and a cat named Moose and a lizard named Frog. Kermit. I like when those memes are like, they just have random animals. They're like, that's a strange looking dog you got there. Anyone else? Yes, I do have pets. I have a whole bunch of cats and they're nice and fluffy. They don't like to snuggle too much though, which is a shame. If pets liked to snuggle and could understand what you want them to do, they would be so much better to have. I mean, they're awesome to have at the moment, but like it would reduce any annoyances you have. Like, I've been trying to get my cat to sleep in my room for like the past couple of days. I've been sleeping with my door open, and like he comes in and he needs my blanket for like 10 minutes and then just leaves. And I'm like, I want you to snuggle here, right? Come on. An amoeba. This is like those little cell things. Huh. I didn't think you could have them as pets. Well, I'm sure you could, but I didn't think, like... Do you look at it with a microscope? Or is that a different animal? Or I'm just being stupid? I don't know. Aw, that's a cute thing to think about. Just get a little microscope and it's like, eat up, little boy. That's I never considered that. That's such a cute idea. Oh my gosh. You're making me blush. Oh, you have like one of those little water bears or whatever it is, those microscopic organisms that are like basically indestructible and can survive space and like the meteor explosion that killed off the dinosaurs and such. Yeah, those would be pretty cool to have. And they just outlive you. At least I think that's what they're called. Yeah, you have like 100,000 of them, and they just break through the door. It's it would take an awful long time to get them though. You forget how cool cells are until you start, or like microorganisms are, until you start talking about them. Amazing how much we can't see, how cool it is. Yeah. I'm sure it's more than 1 million. Maybe 1,000,001. Yeah, it's a crazy thing to think about, sure. But I mean, like, they're not really harming you, or at least we don't know about it, which probably means they aren't, because if they were, then we'd probably do something about it. Interesting to think that, you know, if you think about it, like there's microscopic organisms we can't even see. There probably is extraterrestrial life, except they're just microscopic, or maybe other dimensional. That could be possible. Maybe we're just macro, or just big. I don't know what I'm doing. That's what we got to be looking for. Although that would take forever to search. I thought that was just old age that killed you. Like your cells start dying. Oh, well, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully your phone doesn't die, or whatever you're using to watch this. Beep beady beady dee dee. Because you can watch it multiple ways. Did you know? I didn't until now. It's insane. All the way I've come in doing art, and it still takes me forever. Like, I've been streaming for an hour, and like this is all I've done so far. 3 hours today, and I've only made Sibs, finished Raymond, and done some shading. I'm not even like done. I'm not. I mean, I'm close to done, But it's still taking a really long time. I think how long it took everybody else. This will be a good 5 or 6 hours I've done this. I would be awful at the 10 minute 10 like the 10 minute 1 minute 10-second challenge. What I think would be fun. I've had a couple ideas like for challenges I could do. Yeah, it's definitely normal when you start out, but like I've been doing it for a year. I think I'd have some techniques done by now, but I'm still doing like the primitive etching away method. I mean, you could probably get faster at that too. But I still can't draw just like a singular line that well. We just get to the point where you can draw something like this in like 5 minutes. Just like, whoa! It's too late for me to be doing this. That's the thing I should look up. World's fastest artist. Make it clear that his snout is in front of his hand. I really hope my grandparents don't like mess this up or something. Because they want this. Probably like, yeah, I mean like maybe like the amount of time to recreate someone else's art, like with accuracy. It's the nicest feeling when you're just about done with it, though.
Going to bed. Good night. What are you doing?
Drawing.
Who are you talking to?
Stream. Sorry about that. I've told him that like 3 times today. He just doesn't seem to understand it. Parents and technology mix like ice cream and mayonnaise. I don't even like mayo, so. Just something to think about. It's funny, like when they're doing when like food artists are portraying food for like commercials and such, they use mashed potatoes instead of ice cream in order to get the shape the same. Yeah. Instagram is pretty much a mess. Until they fix like everything with what until they make it an actually 12 plus site, then I'll start taking it seriously, maybe do some streaming. Still makes me sad to see how many followers these people get though. DeviantArt, it depends. There's no they let some things slide, like if it's for realism and it just happens to be there, then they'll keep it, unless it's like genitals or something. But people, there's a lot more fetish art there, so you got to be careful with it. However, they do block complete adult content, so I guess it's better in that aspect. But you still get people doing a lot of gross things. I've just been fed up with the search results. Because, like, I'm more against fetishes than just flat out yes. But, yeah. Just one thing's for sure, don't use Tumblr. Because, like, even though it does an okay job of blocking out, like, the adult content, I don't think you'd want, like, an army of perverts following you. Because, like, I've had to block more than double the people that followed me than the people I let slide. So, because I see that, oh, hey, all they do is post this content. Okay, I'm not going to have you stalk me. Okay. Also, from if you're using like the mobile app, then you can't block people. So you don't really have much of a choice there. The best site is Amino for clean art, although it's less used. So depends on what you're willing to sacrifice. The ability to look at more or the ability to look at good. Yeah. Really hoping I get featured someday on the main furry amino though. I've been featured on an animation amino and got like 100 something likes on my first Flash animation. Then I got featured on a smaller furry art amino and got 30 likes on Hot Cocoa. Was one of my drawings, I think. And yeah, those are the only two features. But on the regular furry amino, I usually get around 30 likes. But that's the thing I don't like about amino is more people follow you than give likes. But following really doesn't do that much because a lot of people don't go through your profiles there. It's more just like a community-based thing. I mean, I got a whole bunch of followers on furry. I got like 400 something, but I usually don't get that many likes. It's just a setup. They gotta fix that up. Instagram is okay if like you use lesser known tags. I just don't like the idea of me posting something and it's showing up with all these other results that are not safe. Because then they get grouped together. So I try to make it a point to report all these people. But in doing so, I purposely search for the tags in which I know they're there. So in a sense, I'm kind of like, it's kind of self-destructing myself. I don't I don't do it for like that reason. Like I'm immune to it now, pretty much. I've seen it that much. But still. Yeah. It kills me though that it's a concept that seemingly would fit for younger audiences. Because that's what cartoon artists do. They make the characters animals because it appeals to kids. So you figured I figured the reason why people were furries is because they're holding on to something from their childhood, not because they wanted to turn it into something like this. It's the fact that you're taking something from your childhood and combining it with the fact that you're becoming an adult. But then when children are doing it, then they get messed up with a whole bunch of other stuff. And I just wish it was easy to contain it. I'm surprised I haven't used that much pencil in order to do all this. At least it doesn't seem like a lot. I think like maybe to use for affinity would be a little better because that's where a lot of people go. I'm not 100% sure if they have a filtering system though. I mean, they probably do because like you can't run a furry site and not have that. But I can imagine there still being problems with it. I'm debating on whether or not to ask my parents if I can get an account because I got to go through them with everything. Well, I don't have to, but I'd prefer it because I mean I don't like doing stuff behind their back. Everything. Yeah, I figured not. Fetish content can still spill over. That annoys me the most because like there is no way you can blare them for it being inappropriate because there's there's nothing showing. But like well, for the most part, if there is, then they'll remove it. It's just something people get aroused out of, like for the sake of it being crazy. And I don't know. Yeah. So I should probably stay away from it. I've been trying to become a little more accepting of it. Like, if I hate using this word, but like, if it's just sexy and not like purposely suggestive or something, then I'm trying not to like let it really bother me. Because I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that. Just not over the top the way it is. I don't understand why this one has had so much more like of this kind of content than all the other fandoms though. And why this one gets blared for it so much. Like it just, I was looking up like just the search for the word furry on YouTube. The first result has the same amount of dislikes as it does the likes, showing that people are like just purposely searching this up to dislike it. And then you scroll down a little more and you see all the stuff that these kinds of people are going to call out, say, hey, look at how awful furries are. Like, really gross animations. So, there's just no way to, like, clean it up. It's there. People just need to take into account the other people that are within the fandom. I've just been debating and overall whether or not to like say that I'm in the fandom because like the fan the fandom is driven by a lot of this kind of stuff. Not entire. Well, I mean that's not the concept of it, but a lot of people do that. And like seemingly super different way at it. Yeah. Also an easy concept to hate on because of just how abnormal it is. Like abnormalities are the reason why there's a lot of hate groups in general. Like adding on to that, the fact that there's something that is seemingly like just over the top about it. That just makes it a perfect target. And if we can get other members of the fandom to recognize this, maybe clean and maybe try and help to clean it up a little better, maybe we wouldn't get so much hate for it. I mean, most people are okay with it now because they're used to it, but we have an opportunity to make it something really nice. I just don't know why people aren't doing that. It almost makes me scared to go to a convention because what are you there for? Are you there for what you believe, or are you there for what everybody else seems to believe? Because I don't know who these people are. I mean, if you happen to like it, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just you. And like, I I don't want to like. I'll silently judge you, but I'm not gonna like call you out on it. It's just the fact that people are trying to like post it. Because you think about it this way: if you have to go to, if the only reason I see that people are posting this is so that they can look at it without having to go to a site where they would be seen doing it. But if you're trying to evade being seen doing it, don't you think that you shouldn't be doing it in the first place? I mean, it's different with like just being the regular part of the furry fandom because you just don't know what your parents are going to say about it. And because like the other things happen in the fandom, and you don't know what you can trust. Like I was scared to say anything because like, well, when I did end up telling my parents, my dad said he's strictly against bronies, so they'd be concerned about it. It's like he was saying, as long as it's nothing like bronies or anything, and he was given all these things that were seemingly stereotypes, but like I don't know any better about them, which was weird because at one point we were staying in the hotel because he thinks it's like completely. He has the same stereotypes as people have about the furry fandom. But like, the funniest thing, at one point we were in a hotel at the time of BronyCon, and I didn't think Dad noticed at first. And then at one point, there was a whole group of them. We were going up to the elevators, and the group, so they come and like they're going to the elevator. They're like in as they're going into the elevator, and then once the doors close, they start saying up, 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 up. And then as soon as we get to the same floor as them, they say out, 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 out. And then Dad comes to me and says, "I could see you being in a group like that someday." And I was just like, did you not see them? You were telling me how like you're so against bronies, and then you're saying I could be one of them? It's just. Oh, and that was actually when we were leaving there. That was when I saw my first fursuiter. It was like a golden retriever or something. It was when it was in an Uber, so I didn't say anything though. Yeah, bronies don't seem to get too much hate anymore because like it's an older thing, you know. Furries are kind of like the newer versions of bronies. They're finally picking up steam because before then, like fursuiters weren't really that common, and when they were, the suits really weren't that good. But now there's a lot. And it's much more likable than my. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, at least I think it is. You can assume it is. The question is, what will replace that? Because something has to. Otherwise, you'll be seeing the same people. Like, because think about it. If Dad was growing up hating these kinds of people, well, or if this is what he learned about when he was... if this is what he was learning about in his time, and he still has these opinions, then people... Yeah. So people will stop directly attacking, but like if the concept comes up, they'll still have those opinions on it. Which is really stupid in my opinion. Hello, pizza. Welcome. Yeah. Although you gotta admit, they're not entirely wrong on some of the accusations they make. Because yeah, there is bad stuff in the fandom. We're just trying not to censor that. We're just trying not to, like, make it the main thing. So they have grounds, it's just not reasonable grounds. But when that happens, like there was someone today who immediately came up to us, like me and Emma, and he asked if we have sex with animals. And I told him off immediately about that, and we discussed like what specifically I'm interested into. He was against the idea of fursuiting as well, but the concept of anthropomorphic animals wasn't like that big of an issue to him. So we ended up resolving our differences, and everything was just fine. So if you take the time to like discuss everything, I think if it's a reasonable person you're talking to, then everything should be fine. It's just a matter of labels that seems to get everything turning in the wrong direction. Unless you got the people who are also just using it as a spring platform for jokes. Like a lot of people that just post memes for a hashtag. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was at first. Which, it was funny because at some point I started talking to him in French for no reason. And for some reason he knew quite a bit of French. And we just started having a conversation until I couldn't keep it up anymore. I could tell his English was pretty broken. So maybe he was French. It's just my luck. Because I'm sure a lot of the people that are saying these things they still have the potential to be good people. You just gotta get through to them. Get them to see past their irrationalities. If anything, there's only one community that I think really doesn't really, like, is if anyone were to deserve that kind of, like, accusation, that would probably be flat earthers. Because it's basically fact that the earth is round. The fact, like, all the things you could say against them, like, just to disprove them, it's insane that they still think that the earth is flat. You just think about it. And we've known this for centuries. I mean, it's kind of funny when it comes up like in a video. I don't know. Because at that point it got me thinking, like, all the questions that could cause it to go wrong. First of all, there are mountains, so doesn't that immediately make it not flat? Second of all, how thick is it? So, like, how deep of a hole would you have to dig before you see the other side? then it's, if it is like thick like that, then what's on the edges? Has anybody ever seen the edge? And if there's a weight offset, wouldn't it eventually start tipping? Yeah. And see, that's the thing. It's fun to, for some people, it's fun to try and like think about these things, and like you can make jokes about it. That's, I feel like that's a major push for why people keep making fun furries. Yeah. I like the idea though that they won't just immediately go to assume what the government tells them. I mean, on a concept that the earth is flat, that's probably really unreasonable. But the idea that you don't immediately believe what the government tells you, I could still withstand. Thank you, Silent. I think I found that weird. A lot of furries. Oh yeah. That's the one thing I've noticed too. Like a lot of them speak in Russian, and I also feel like that's the origin of a lot of like the bad content. Although I don't want to generalize that. That's just what I feel like. And also the people that are posting that kind of stuff are like underage, which is especially concerning to me. Thank you, Silent Flank. It means a lot. I'm still been working on this for a long time. If only I can get a good picture of this. If I can get a good picture and like save it, then I'm golden. I'm just gotta figure out how to set everything up though. I think rather than trying to hold the camera though, I'll set it up on my stand, which I'm using to stream right now. So that way I can get a more stable shot. Excuse me. My leg's itchy. I want to watch the stream, but TF2 is the same time. Yeah, that's a dilemma right there. What's your main? I like pizza. Because I think my main, for the time I was on there, was either Soldier or Pyro. Silly. Because I really couldn't do much with all the lag I had. But when I was able to play, I was still getting the basics of it. Still haven't learned how to use Spy or Sniper. Engineer was probably one of my best runs, but that's just because it's using a sentry. Team Fortress 2 has been a pretty big part in my life, actually, at least the animation part. I remember I've been watching those ever since I was little. Well, Not little, but like a couple years ago. It started like Bellina Productions or whatever it was with like Sonic and Jaws. That was pretty. That's where it all started. And eventually evolved into Team Fortress 2 because they had mentioned like the sounds of the tank, which were voiced by Gary Schwartz, that were also in Team Fortress 2. And I also remember asking my parents one time, it's like, have you guys seen the movie Team Fortress 2? I feel so stupid for asking that when I was young. But I didn't know any better. I was just thinking, oh, voice actors. Maybe it's a movie, you know? So, yeah. They didn't know what I was talking about. But basically, yeah, I figured it out after a while. It's a game. And then I started watching the animations of it and just got into it. Like El Toro 64, I was watching since the very beginning. He's definitely a classic. You know, I think that if I'm using a stop motion app in the similar way that I used for my cheese animation, I could probably start doing Gary's Mod animations too. I'd probably keep them on my trash can channel though. That can get me introduced into 3D animation a little bit with basic rigs. I am balloon. Fear my helium. No, first time I try helium. Hey, you said, oh my god! We're not that. That was great. Like, it's so weird the first time you try it, how it feels. Like it's that kind of feeling you've never experienced before, so you don't know what to expect, and when it finally happens, it just overwhelms you. Gotta be careful in doing that though. If it replaces the air in your lungs, then like you could start having problems and everything. One must suffer for science. Yeah, you know, the first time I had heard that, like, I remember like this giant shark balloon that was in one of our back rooms, and I thought because it popped, the helium would like suffocate you if you went in that room. I remember when I played TF2, I saw smoke. I tried to go how to be small. How to be small, man, TF2. That's funny. Tiny Desk Engineer. Oh, that's great. The Tiny Desk Engineer is extremely useless and very expensive, but worth the money no matter what you do. Dr. Loud is another one of my favorites. I've only seen him more recently, though. Today, we look at the Medic. Still hasn't made the heavy guide yet. It's funny how a medic has to call for a medic. Don't you think he can use his own healing device on himself? Yeah, I tried to use him at first, but like it's really difficult to aim with those little bullets. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them, but they still don't do very much damage unless you got a good gun. But Heavy's so slow. All the scouts run and beat me with the bat. Scout was probably one of my favorite ones to play just because of how fast he was. Soldier was annoying. Soldier and Heavy were annoying because of how slow they were. Yeah, aim is my weakness. Please aim. Okay. Ooh, sweet. The spies are the worst, though. I remember one time I got so mad because this one spy kept teleporter killing me. No, what wasn't that? No, he kept disabling the teleporter and he kept spawn killing me. That's what it was. And I was like, how do you defeat these things? They're like parasites. Alright, I just gotta finish Katrina, and I think I'll be all done. Maybe, oh, yeah, the little box thing that they're sitting on. You can't just be sitting on air. I really want to pull off a really nice Scottish accent, because that's probably the best accent in existence. I was watching, like, that video with the Scottish man stuck on the roof, and it's so much funny if you slow it down. Oh yeah, I forgot. Pyro's good against spies and such. Welcome to the stream, Derek. I don't want to switch to Pyro. Why do you think Dr. Lauv has been delaying the Heavy Guide? I think it's because he doesn't know how to play it. I guess the world will never know until he uploads. Playing the epic music as I come into the final stretch of this long and arduous journey, not Jerry. What am I saying? Yeah, see, I'm tired. Another thing to experiment. What if Zilbeans had longer fur? go from nothing to poof. So many things you can do with art. It's quite baffling. The one challenge I want to try and do is, I'd have to figure out how to set it up, but try and draw without moving the pencil, but instead of moving the paper. So you have the pencil fixed on a spot in the paper, and then you just move it around, trying and drawing invertedly. That would be so painful to do, but probably so worth the payoff. Just see like old, like that one college professor who what? Crap, I scratched my finger. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow morning to post this to various social media, cause I'm tired. And once I finish, I'm just going to let everything settle and then go and scan it and everything. I'm gonna have to do some extra editing afterwards in order to get rid of all these extra smudges. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a million. I don't know the words to the song. I'm just making it up as I go along. You can't see me, my time is now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Is anybody else still here? Me. ZF? I don't know what that means. Oh. I like that house, I just don't know what ZF is. You're still up, Astral Dragon? It's gotta be like 3 in the morning now. You gonna get some sleep? I'm almost almost done, so at least that's a relief. It won't look too much different than this. So you ain't missing too much. Alright, yeah. Thank you for staying. It's been a pleasure. I hope you have a nice sleep. If I'm lucky, I might be able to stream tomorrow. Farewell, Astral Dragon. Thank you for watching. I like pizza might still be hanging around. I'm almost done though, so if you want to take a leave, that's alright. You got that right. I think that was from an adversary's video. Something like that. Why, thank you, Varric. Put a lot of time into this one, and and I guess overall it was worth it. I think. I was losing steam a little bit when I was first starting out, but I'm glad I kept at it rather than giving up. Now I'm just gonna take a ruler. Where'd it go? Did I seriously look? Oh, here it is. Apologies if my hair gets in the way of the camera. When did you start this picture? Let's think. I'm gonna say Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, I think. I've been streaming for 3 hours today. But I probably worked a good hour or two. No, let me think. If I had 45 minutes in class that one day to draw Katrina, I was working on Annie day before. Worked on Cassidy today as well. Was I yesterday? I don't remember too much of the details, but I'd say I put a good 4 or 5 hours into it. Probably closer to 5. Now, just a quick shading on the platform on which they are sitting. And that just about concludes the creation of this drawing. Alright, I think I'm going to log off and go to bed. I'll scan and post this to various social media in the morning. Thank you all for watching, and see you later.